our next guest on In the Wheels podcast is a quite remarkable young rider. This is a very brief chat, but I think it's very punchy, and you get to know her quite well already. Um, she's from Albania. And that's who she represents. She's done mountain bike Olympic and is the current Balkan Junior champion. She's also done cyclocross and is the Balkan Junior champion for that as well. She is the quite wonderful Nelia Kabetaj, and I really hope you enjoy it. As I said, super brief, but she's so lovely, and yeah, just sit back and enjoy. Hi, thank you so much for joining me tonight. How are you doing?
Hi, thank you for inviting me. I'm doing fine. What about you?
Yeah, I'm doing good, thank you. I think at first I have to congratulate you because you're the Balkan XCO champion. Is that like at elite level or junior? Like what are we talking about here?
So, like, I raced at junior category because I'm junior,
Mhm.
and yes, that it was a beautiful race. It was hard. It was really hot.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm happy that I won.
Yeah, and do you suit the hot conditions, or are you someone who prefers the kind of wet, muddy? Because you do cyclocross as well, and we'll get into that later, but that's not a very hot sport. Whereas sometimes mountain bike can be. So what do you suit better?
I actually prefer colder weather because
Mm.
that's what I like. My body prefers it. But hot, I just don't like hot. I much prefer colder seasons.
Yeah, that's kind of wild in a way. Um, but it's amazing. Like, yeah, how did it feel to win? Because, cyclists don't get often get to win. Not everyone wins every single day. What was that feeling like, and what was the race like in general?
So I felt really great. It was such an honor to race there. I was in Serbia, and
Mm,
I actually don't know how to explain it because it was a really hard race. The track wasn't really difficult, but it was really like so much uphill. It was hard, hard. You had to balance your
mm.
strength, your energy. If not, you would have lost so many positions in the first laps. But overall, it felt really great because there was my father with me, and yeah, sharing that experience with him, it felt really, really good. Seeing him happy
Oh,
and all the people that just were rooting for me, it felt really good.
yeah, that must be amazing having that kind of family support with you. Um, and before then, you were doing a lot of racing in Portugal. Like, how did that opportunity come about, and how was it? I assume Portugal helped get you ready for the hot conditions that you had in Serbia.
I thought that, to be honest, about the hot conditions, but I was there 2 weeks where it rained, like
Oh,
the worst weather that you could think about. When you think about Portugal, you think about sun, hot, warm. It was raining and it was so cold. I was like astonished because I
amazing.
brought so many summer clothes. I had no winter clothes. So yeah, it really prepared me for the intensity of the races. Like I did 4 races in Portugal, and
Mm,
seeing the level, the different level from some races in Italy because I live in Italy, and some races abroad. It was you could see the difference even with the
mm,
tracks.
yeah.
Then it brought me to a nice level for the European Championships, but I had so much bad luck, and I wasn't really good in the start phase of the races, so I lost so many positions, and I had so much bad luck in the cross country race. But overall, Portugal
Yeah.
was really good for all the people that I've met and the experience that they gave me.
Oh, awesome! And you said you had bad luck in the XCC, the short track, to get. See, I looked at that result and I was like, 17th. That's not bad. Any given day, if you put me in a European level race and I got 17th, I'd be pretty happy. And you're saying, oh yeah, it's bad luck. It is a really bad race, and it's kind of like, well, that's
Yes,
still a great
I can
result.
explain that because like when you race with other athletes, you see the level, right? If you like
Hmm.
get behind a girl, you know that your level is there. If she finishes like in the top five and you finish like 17th, you actually see that there was something that went wrong.
Ah, yeah, that makes a lot of sense actually.
So
Um,
that's why people like think about how can he say or she or they can say that they got a bad result when they were like in the top 20 in the European. But like we
mhm.
know our objective, all that stuff. So that's why we're
Yeah.
not really happy with the results.
Ah, fair enough. Obviously, though, I guess that was quite an early season objective. What other objectives do you have for the rest of the season? Because this is your last year as a junior, is it?
Yes, it is. So, well, I want to do like my objective is just obviously do as better as I can and like get in a good shape for the obviously the world championships.
Hmm.
That's the main objective, and obviously win the Albanian championship that are upcoming in the end of June, if I recall correctly, and yeah, the important events, mainly those.
Yeah, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Obviously, then will you be doing cyclocross in the off season and then racing as a U23 for the first time?
Yes, I'm preparing
Wow.
I'm preparing my mental health for that.
Yeah, do you think that you need to prepare? Like,
Yes, it's a huge step from junior to under 23 because you just compete with the elite woman. Like when I raced in Italy and other races, since junior you race with elite women, sorry, and
mm,
under 23. But when you get to race for that spot with your category, it makes a huge difference.
yeah. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense actually. Um, so I guess to rewind massively, like how did you get into cycling? Because obviously there's not many Albanian representatives in cycling, although you've said you live in Italy, so maybe that has something to do with your route in. But I'm curious, how did you get into cycling? Like why are we here, essentially?
So it's a strange story because like my father used to race as an amateur. He was a
Mhm,
sporty man, like calisthenics, bodybuilding. He was obsessed with physiques and all that stuff. And like a friend of his introduced him to cycling to get back in shape because with working, etc., all that stuff, he got
mm,
in a bad shape. So he just tried to get in good shape. And in like when I was 8 years old, so it was like 2014, something like that, he got in a big accident. A car cut his trajectory, his road, so he just
mm,
fell and landed on some poles, and he broke all his ribs here and
mm,
one that was pressing through his lung. And like that sort of was because he was preparing one race. Then when I went to the hospital to visit him to pay him a visit, I was like, I just want to start racing just to make you proud. I would like that. So it just started all because of that, just to make him proud. I didn't really like cycling. I was much more of a Muay Thai girl. Like my family is full of sport, like Muay Thai, mixed martial arts, all that stuff.
mm.
So I would really much prefer when I was younger doing that. But now I get passion in cycling. I'm really passionate.
Wow. And yeah, obviously you've done mountain biking, you do cyclocross, you've done road because you did the Junior Trofeo Binda, which a former guest of ours won, which was kind of nice to see. And like, what sort of cycling do you prefer? Are you more of a mountain biker? Do you prefer cyclocross, or is road where your heart lies?
I like to think that I'm like good in every type of specialty because I like them. I like them. I like every
Hmm.
specialty, but if you were to ask me that, I would say off-road, cyclocross, that feeling when you just everything combines running, technical stuff, power, strength. It's like makes me so happy about it. So cyclocross is my
Yeah.
choice.
Oh, awesome. I guess the only final question I really have now is like you've mentioned your goals. Um, Obviously, future plans is part of that. Like, obviously, looking into next season, being U23, having to race with the elites. Um, so yeah, how do you see your career going from this point? And then how can people keep up with you on social media?
For that on social media, I'm not such a social girl because sometimes I forget to post, and all my friends and my family members just say, "Oh, you have to post, you have to post, you have to reach someone." But I'm just so I don't really care to be honest about social and all that stuff. But
Hmm.
I know I have to do that for future career goals. It's obviously like everyone's dream. I think it's winning a world championship and the Olympic
Hmm.
Games, obviously, and just trying to be like my biggest dream is when you see my face or like a picture of me and saying, "Oh, I want to be just like her." Like when you see your idol, something like that, and just say, "Oh, I want to be him, her," something like that. That's my
Wow,
dream.
that is yeah. I mean, that is something I guess not many people have said as a goal, but I think that's yeah, to be that inspiration is
Yes,
kind of huge, and yeah, I really like that.
because
Well,
I know
thank
how
you.
it makes so much difference having someone who's good at what they do and a good
Mm,
person. That makes a huge difference because you can be good as an athlete, but if you're a bad person, it doesn't really combine well. How to say it?
yeah, yeah, I get it. You need to kind of be that role model as well as an inspiration.
Yes,
Oh, brilliant. Well, thank you so much for your time, and hopefully we can speak again soon.
yes, that will be such a pleasure for me. Thank you very much.